When I look at telecommunications, I often find myself stepping back and thinking about the fact that everybody loves YouTube and everybody loves their Facebook page and everybody loves Twitter and everybody loves getting their emails and getting their television shows and listening to radio and all those things online. And yet, what they don't really think about is the fact that I don't care how good your content is, I don't care how rich your media is, if you don't have a good network to deliver it over, it does you no good at all. Traditionally, the network dictated what customers could have. It was sort of the old Henry Ford model, you know, you could have any color car you want as long as it's black, right? Well, we've got a very different model today. Instead of the customer having to adapt their behavior to whatever limitations and frailties and weaknesses the network has, the network now adapts to the customer. The intelligence that's in the device that the customer uses, whether it's a desk phone or a mobile phone or an iPad or whatever it is, a device that has the ability to make decisions about content and so on, that, working with the functionality of the network, causes the network to say, okay, I know what you want, I know what you need, and I'm going to give it to you. Instead of, this is what I've got, this is what you're going to get. Now, in effect, what we're watching happen is we're seeing the power shift out to the customer. For the first time in history, the customer's in charge. And this is a really different model because suddenly what we're finding is that the service providers are having to change the way they do business. They're having to modify the way they interact with the customer. And it's not a bad thing, it's an evolutionary thing. But it's a fundamentally important thing because we've never done this before. Suddenly somebody else is saying, no, you don't understand. What I want is this. And oh, by the way, this time, if you don't have it, I can go somewhere else. There's a lot of competition out there.
Well, what we see is a communication world where you have to partner. Any company, service provider, media company, they've got to find the partner that can engage, that can communicate and connect even better than they can do by themselves.
We've never had that kind of a relationship before, and we've never seen the network step up the way it is now, nor have we ever seen the telephone companies playing such a visionary role as they're playing today. And they're all jockeying for position to play it well because they know they're going to get one chance at this, and being the entity in the middle, it's the best place they could ever be. We found a group of women in one part of the world where education to young girls ends at essentially 4th grade. And as a consequence, their ability to find jobs is severely limited because most of them can't read. So we found a group of women that are using text messages delivered to mobile phones, because everybody has a mobile phone, that teach these people how to read. They're reading lessons delivered via a text message, and these women are learning how to read for the first time in their lives, and they're getting better jobs as a consequence of it. When you see these kinds of simple applications emerging that are fundamentally changing people's lives, you start to realize this is a really big deal. I mean, this is a really important stuff. And, you know, these are applications that they're not particularly sexy, they're not particularly cool, they're not particularly over the top, but they are particularly impactful. They're changing the way these people live their lives. They're giving them more opportunities that they otherwise simply would not have.
This is a tool. It's a tool for change, but it also is a tool that we rely on every day for our business life. Without it, I'm not connected. I'm not connected to the people I do business with.
I'm out of Costa Rica 3 weeks every month. And what makes me wild most when I travel is that I have no internet connection when I'm sitting in the plane. It's such a useless time that I have there because I don't have those instruments.
We are lucky somehow that we are opening the market now, because these new providers will not only provide voice, they will provide data services, they will provide internet access. So the rural areas where few people live and where there are no services, they're going to jump from very basic public phones to wireless internet access.
It's no longer enough to just look at telecom. What we're finding is that telecommunications is this tremendous enrichment thing. It's this factor that gives us the ability to catalyze new services, to create hope in the developing world, to generate revenue, to create competitive advantage, to deliver education and healthcare in ways we've never been able to do before. When I watch a telecommunications network come into the world, a world that's never had it before, and I watch these eyes light up, and I watch the children in seconds figure out how to gain access to the internet and so on, it's mind-boggling. And yet, it's what we do. It's what this industry is all about.